You say too things like, I felt like I could do 15 minutes at a time. And that really made a lot of sense to me. Like the idea that in the midst of, cause grief time to me feels very sludgy. You know, it's very gooey time, and
Yes.
I have hated it. And so sometimes it just helps organize your brain when you can just set these little short horizons and make little tiny decisions, like bit by bit.
Exactly. Mushy. Yes. Mushy and gooey. Yes. Those are great descriptions of grief time. And I'm a little taken aback that I said that you quote me as saying that I could plan 15 minutes at a time, because my memory is that I was doing well to plan like 2 minutes at a time. It did steadily get.
We're gonna max out on 30 seconds here. Exactly. Oh my gosh, it does remind me of one of my favorite Netflix shows was The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. When she was always in her underground bunker, she was like 10 seconds at a time. And I was like, that's how that goes.
Yes, exactly. Yes, yay, Kimmy. And that's and I'm not the most, I'm not necessarily the most planned out person anyway, and so grief, just laid waste to any organizational impulses I might have, what few organizational impulses I might have had, but that. I hardly even know what to say about that, except that's part of, exactly part of how the gooey, mushy grief time works, is that, we keep breathing, hopefully, and moving into the next, praying for the grace to move, and not always consciously, because, because grief so often robs us of the ability to dream. And that's part of it. And particularly as an artist and a writer, that's so much of what I experienced about grief, is that grief has this ability to just gut our capacity for imagining and dreaming and envisioning and planning. And, because what did all our dreaming and imagining and envisioning and planning get us, when we're here at this place. But that eventually becomes one of the greatest gifts, is that the dreaming and time wakes up again. It's stubborn. It's part of hope that my imagination, I think the gift of our imagination is one of the most remarkable things that has the ability to come to life again after grieving. And so I think that's part of what helps us move from being able to plan 2 minutes at a time to 10 minutes at a time to 15 and 20 and then days and weeks ahead. But I think a lot about grief time. That's been, and I've written a lot about grief time. That's just one of the ongoing things that I continue to mull over, and that continues to, as time does, continues to shift and change.
Yeah, totally.
Me. Yeah.
Oh, I like that too, as a promise too, where you're like, don't worry, my dear, you will wake up.